We find they have the best selection of bourbons and whiskeys probably in town.
Yeah, make sure you get with Dustin in there. That guy knows his stuff. He'll always point you in the right direction, and everything they got there is always at a good price. It's at Douglas and Hillside. Anytime you need some booze, go down to Orange.
Sacred Leaf is Wichita's favorite CBD store in town. Go check out Nikki. Tell her that the Aaron and Austin Show sent you. For the best selection of gummies and the highest possible legal THC that you can find in Wichita, go check out Sacred Leaf.
Whiskey Dick's definitely an Aaron Austin Show favorite. Get out there anytime. They have specials every day on food and drinks. They got happy hour from 3 to 6. And how many whiskeys they got in that place, Aaron?
I think they have the most whiskeys in town. And every Monday you can do any whiskey under $25 a shot for half price.
I think there's 700 plus in that building or something like that.
Probably so. So Mopigs is just north of Weston Central in the old Game Exchange building.
And there's really, you can find a little bit of everything for collectibles, to Pokemon cards, to action figures, to video games. They have a lot of cool stuff in there, and you can also get art by Stephanie Nash. Make sure you check out Mopigs and everything that they got. DK Pest Management. For all your pest control needs, get with Austin or contact 316-305-7108. And it's also fly season, so if you need that fly spray, get with me.
On Tuesdays, you can usually find the Aaron and Austin Show hanging out at the Cowboy Inn. It's one of our favorite sponsors. Every Tuesday, they have an open mic there hosted by Jacoby Lee Winter.
So get down and check us out on Tuesday nights and check out the Cowboy Inn all the time. Get with DK Pest Management for all of your pest control needs, 316-305-7108. For any termite inspections or anything under the sun, we'll take care of any problem that you have.
Be sure you visit the Jukebox on Seneca and Walker. They have great daily drink specials and karaoke and live music on the weekends. Go check out the Jukebox.
Great food today from Papa C's food truck, Papa C's Barbecue.
Yeah. I had a little brisket mac. That was good.
I just ate straight brisket today. We went down, didn't we, Annie?
Yeah, you went about a half pound of brisket.
Yeah, we went straight brisket today.
It was good. It was yummy. Angie's Tacos is a longtime sponsor and a good friend of ours, and she's expanding a little bit. She's no longer doing only Taco Tuesdays at Cowboy Inn. She's expanded out to that little house in Shamrock. You know that one?
Yeah, you can pretty much catch her anywhere. Follow her on Facebook. She's Wichita EB and Fert the Foodie approved.
So it's got to be good.
Get some.
Go check her out.
Add us to the stage after this. We good? Here we are. 3 years in the making with a great friend of mine, Brian. I appreciate you coming to do this.
3 years in the making. I feel like he was here not too long ago in the other studio.
Well, he was here, but he didn't do the show.
Oh, that's right. You rented the studio and did some stuff with the man. Here's your mic here.
Well, let's get in here.
There you go.
And we'll reset cameras.
Make sure that camera works. It looks good.
Yeah, it's live streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the moment, so if you want to share it.
Yeah, I do.
We don't have our normal engineer here today. Michael's was willing to step in, and I much appreciate it to him. We love you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank
perfect.
you.
I like that shot. That's
so.
Good. Now my hand's going to get in the way.
Let me grab this link real quick.
Yeah, share it over. Zubilee this weekend. That's about the only thing I'm pimping this week.
Zubilee.
Orphan John and the Abandoned are going to be there. Playing at what time?
It's going to be super fun.
What are you guys playing, about 5?
Smash.
Let's do 5. And then Aaron and Austin Show will be walking around eating and drinking everything they'll give us for free.
Yeah. Zubilee is amazing. It's an all-inclusive kind of event at the zoo. All you can eat, all you can drink. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stiff ticket, but when you really look at what it pays for, it's pretty cool. And it's a fundraiser for the zoo, so your money's well spent. You know what I mean?
You know, I quit.
Oh,
Austin.
God, this is what we're doing?
So how do I do
geez.
this? I go share. I sound like an old person. Into feed.
There it is. Look at you. Look at you.
Check out.
Look at you go.
In.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, brother.
You're the one that's got all the shit going on. We've just been waiting.
I just drove in, bro.
We've literally been waiting for 3 years to have this. We've been doing this podcast. And I'm not going to lie.
There we go.
I had an original 50 people that I wanted to have on the podcast, and you were on that 50. Thank you for.
Was I?
Thank you for finally checking them off the list.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know you're always out of town. I get it. So
I'm proud of you because when you first started this podcast, I was told that you were going to do it, and you did. You know, you came up with an idea, and you put that idea into action. And made it a reality. So congratulations.
Can I tell you
guys.
something?
Yeah, I'm just sharing it. There we go.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You're an inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you.
You and our mutual friend Tanner,
Yeah.
are really good at making goals and setting them and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always an inspiration to me. Why wait? You know?
Why
Yeah,
wait?
there
That's
you
a
go.
great.
So,
great quote.
So before we get too far, introduce yourself real quick to everybody. Push it
Yeah.
a little closer.
Okay,
A little
here we
closer.
go. So, well, hello everybody out there. Great to be with you here at the Aaron and Austin show, or the Austin and Aaron show. What's,
Aaron and I, we go alphabetical.
Alphabetical order.
You gotta do it
right?
alphabetical.
Fair
That
enough,
is-
fair enough.
My brain couldn't go any other way.
Yeah, so my name is Brian Schodorf. I am a filmmaker, documentary director, production company owner in Chicago. I just released my seventh documentary film. Originally here from Wichita, Kansas. Went to Wichita North High School, right down the street.
Play a little ball.
Played a little ball there.
Play a little ball at
Wich-
Northern.
Wichita
See, I always
North.
got our engineer here today's a little fancies himself a little bit of a baller. So
All right, well,
I said,
not-
well, me and Brian probably dunk on you.
My best days
No.
are well behind me.
You still get up there and snap the rim down?
No,
I don't know if I
absolutely
could
not.
either.
You know,
I could touch the bottom of the.
I had
backboard
joined a
still.
men. Yeah, I mean, I could probably get the rim, you know, if I'm warmed up and been working out for a minute. But I had to join a men's league a couple years ago, and I decided it was time to hang it up. You know?
You're like, I ain't got the time for this.
Well,
Well, you're too busy like running red carpets. Did you
Yeah.
get married here too recently?
So I'm
You know what?
engaged.
Engaged. That's what.
Engaged, yeah.
Nice.
My
So I knew that was coming down the freight train.
my
Right?
fiance, my somewhat of a high school sweetheart, or a little bit after college, but we rekindled our relationship.
Is she from
and
here?
She's from Chicago.
Okay.
This was our second go round.
I knew that. I
And-
knew that part of it.
So her name is Sharon, and she's a model in Chicago.
You don't say.
She was on, she was on America's Next Top Model. Moved out to L.A., New York. You know, had a great career.
Yeah.
All over the world. Walked in fashion shows in Paris and Milan, and you know, obviously New York.
Did you
and
get,
she
you get to go to any of those?
Yeah, of course.
That's
of
gotta be
course.
kinda
So
fun.
she was just the trophy model for the Grammys.
Oh, way cool.
So, have you seen? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
showed
follow.
you.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're friends on social media. I see
I'll-
most everything you
I'll
do.
show Aaron. So she was, she got this viral picture with Beyonce and Taylor Swift. There it is.
Oh, wild.
She,
Oh,
and
it's
she,
amazing. You can see
she's
that.
always she's always a photography catcher because she got that hair.
She's got the hair.
The hair is
so-
beautiful, and she's a beautiful woman, of course. But
So, you know, well, thank you. And, you know, I was doing it on my own, solo mission for so long. You know, my mom actually told me, you know, I almost gave up on you. But don't count me out.
well,
Don't count me out.
sometimes
No, I-
sometimes you wait till the right one comes
Yeah,
around.
absolutely. So, yeah, we're in Chicago. We're doing the thing. You know, two powers are better than one. And there's something
Yeah.
about, like, people, when you're in a relationship, they just kind of look at you a little differently. Not that being single is bad at all.
Well, at your age, never been married, no kids, people will start to look at you
A little
bit.
bit.
And you're
And
never
whether
more
it's
attractive.
fair or not, that's
Yeah.
is what's going to happen.
You're
People are
never
gonna be
more
like,
attractive than when you're unavailable.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
There's
that's
something to
part
that.
of it.
That
That's
is a-
part
that's
of
a
it.
real thing.
And then, you know, the fact that, what did they say in Departed? That somebody could put up with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, somebody could put up with
Yeah,
you.
you're already vetted.
Right,
You're-
exactly.
you're
Someone's
pre-
lived with your ass for more than a couple years and
Uh-huh.
didn't want
Yeah,
to kill
yeah.
himself.
Yeah. So we're doing that thing. You know, we're kind of getting ready for the wedding. That's going to be next year.
Awesome.
Chicago. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know, buddy. You can make your way up.
Are you gonna? Who's your best man gonna be? Are you gonna make him?
Tanner.
You gonna put him in there?
Tanner.
Yeah.
The guy named, I'm sure your audience has heard this name before.
Oh, of course.
Tanner Johnson.
Tanner Johnson.
What a
is-
name.
Well, they just know by Tanner.
What a
They know about
name.
Tanner.
They know about Tanner.
He is a
So-
Tanner, and I have a Tanner. We both have Tanner
Yeah.
friends.
Okay. It's a good name.
Mine is a redneck who
Ours are- our
bathes
Tanners are
with
quite a
Dawn
bit different.
soap. Yeah.
Not so common.
We love you, brother.
Of a name.
Love you. I know you're gonna watch this. I
Both
love
of
you.
you. Both of you.
You know, the Tanner. You know, our generation was the Michaels, Bryans, Brandons.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
parents were the Bobbies, Rickies.
And then
Yeah.
after
Mikey's.
that, it's like the combo names like
Tanner and Colin.
it's like
and
Jadalyn and Jaden and Court.
Yeah, Jaden.
And they
Yeah.
put them all together. It was a bunch of names. They fucking put them both
These
together.
are nice headphones.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are quality. So you guys are in a different room here.
Yeah, we
I
were over
like
there.
it.
Yeah, we moved a bit.
I like it better. Well, you know what we talked about over in the other room was you were having a lot of window light.
Yeah.
Right.
You had a lot of natural light coming in, pipe and drape. You know,
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Pipe and drape. This guy. He gave us lessons. When somebody that knows some shit, doing some shit, listen to what they say.
So south-facing windows here, and,
Yeah.
and we cut them off with the sunshades.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, somebody wanted to rent that room out for a bunch of money. We'll let them have
Oh,
it.
that's
did
what we
they?
did. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
why we moved.
This is better. You probably have less kind of ambient noise.
And we're right above the venue, so I can drill a couple holes so we can put some cameras on the ceiling
okay,
in there.
Yeah,
And
we
maybe
have-
that.
we have
and,
some
and
cool
we,
shit
and we
in
have a
there.
kitchen over there that we're working on.
There's some cool
And,
shit in the
um,
works. So like this room,
Yeah.
kind of works a little.
you guys
bit
have been here for a little while now.
A couple of years.
Are we
Couple
2 years in?
Yeah, probably so.
That's about
Yeah,
right.
probably so.
Okay,
That's hard.
a good, a solid 2.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
on 3.
How long
This-
since? Was it? It wasn't last summer that you
so
were here.
I was worried.
Last summer you came to pool volleyball, but then there was the summer before that you was here.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I was doing some work for the ex-mayor, and I
Yeah,
Yeah, for
For-
Whipple. For Whipple.
Yeah, for Whipple.
for Brandon
Yeah.
Whipple. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
we've
know
been.
he's no longer the mayor.
Well, we're dealing-
No,
we're dealing
we
with a
have-
bit of a tyrant.
Yeah, we have a bit of a thing right now.
We have a bit of a lady that's trying to monetize every parking space in
Yeah.
the history of the Wichita.
It's
Kansas.
that time of in our era. This is the era of hey, do what you can while you have the opportunity. People are seeing red, and if you got that mentality, they're gonna go for it. So, but you
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I feel like the mayor position in smaller cities like Wichita, the way it's set up, don't have a whole lot of power.
Yeah.
Compared to like Chicago, where it's
I
more
agree
of
with
a
Remind me,
authoritarian.
your mom was a politician. What was she here?
So my mom, school board for a long time in Wichita. She, in the late '80s, early '90s, she was a force on the Wichita school board. Ended up running for state senate and won.
That's what I thought. She
It
was a
was
senator.
Nancy Schodorf, I believe. Is
Gene
that-
Schodorf.
Gene
Yeah, that
Schodorf.
Nancy
Okay, okay.
Kassebaum.
Okay,
was
okay.
probably- she was a senator.
I'm probably getting that confused.
Yeah, that's who I got
I think she
confused.
might have
I
been one
got
of the first
confused on that.
female U.S. senators. But yeah, she ended up running for state senate and did three terms. And
Amazing.
moderate Republican. And as the tide began to shift in the conservative branch of the Republican Party, moderates are
Well, that Tea Party shit came
the
in,
Tea
too.
Party stuff.
Yeah.
Well, once Obama got in, and this is people can dispute this all they want. This is basically what happened. You got a black president gets elected, and people started freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, there was a white lash.
It was
It happened.
yeah.
There was
It happened.
the white people got scared.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you started seeing, Sarah Palin and this Tea Party movement kind of on the fringes of the Republican
Well, what was
Party.
crazy about the Tea Party movement was all the people that the Tea Party elected had no business being in politics whatsoever.
So that's what happened. So a kid named Michael O'Donnell beat my mom.
Yeah.
I
remember Michael O'Donnell.
She beat her out of her Senate seat. But he was a 25-year-old kid with no experience. I mean,
and went out in a blaze of.
and just it was a shit show his entire
Yeah.
political career. I saw him at the Republican National Convention. I waved at him, and nice guy.
It was like that wave, like I know.
No, I
See
saw
you,
him,
buddy.
Give him the I know.
Well, I sent him a Facebook message one time telling him he was going to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, try not to drop the soap because...
He went out with a bit of disgrace. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't
A bit.
amazing.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But, that's what we see when people get into office who haven't earned it. I mean, we see it right now with the Trump administration. Pete Hegseth.
Well, I mean, but also, okay.
RFK.
Well, they got a couple
How-
Democrats that are working for him too. So I mean, you talk about Tulsi
Also,
Gabbard.
former Democrats.
how do we earn it? How do we earn office? Do we just
Yeah,
pay
I
the
mean,
right people? Are we?
you
You
just
know what I'm
can't be an
saying?
asshat. We have to vet them.
Yeah.
We have to vet them better.
We're
I don't
going
know.
You have to vet them through what? I
don't
mean,
know.
I
I don't
can't
know.
believe some of these people that are in office right
Well,
now. Like,
it's just it's the sad thing is the greatest of our citizens don't want those fucking jobs.
goddamn right.
They
Yeah.
really don't. Like the best among us are like, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
I don't want in that shit show.
And
You
some
know,
of our
don't wanna be
and
part
some
of
people
it.
that want to make a change do get sucked in and try to help. And you hope for the best, but a lot of times it's ice skating uphill.
So I'm running for city commission in my small town of Winfield.
Okay.
I moved down to Winfield to help my folks get older and handle their affairs, and I can't be a part of a community that's just out of whack, and I see it immediately, and I just want to help. That's it. Mm-hmm. I'm a fat white guy with dreads, but I will put my name in the hat if I can help.
He's running for city.
I do have common sense, and
commissioner?
it's fine. Yeah, city commissioner. So the way our town is set up is we have a city manager and 3 commissioners. The city manager basically runs the whole show. The city commissioners just vote on policy to allow him to do his budget to do his job. And one of those commissioners is like a figurehead mayor. Yeah, sits at the head of the sanitation board or whatever. Yeah, but it's a smaller form of government for a smaller town.
So as I told him, I was like, run for fucking.
But wild
votes will get it.
We gotta try this.
Yeah, about right, about right. That's some wild stuff, but yeah. So that's what I'm seeing.
Did you dip that yourself?
In my town, it's like the same 5 people have run for office for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
You know, and they have a plan that's going, but I don't think they've adopted to the new dynamic of just things. Things and change every couple years. You know,
you got to remember. Did you get my reference to that? You can dip those Maker's Mark bottles. You go to the in that wax.
Yeah.
So each one of those wax tops is different. You can go. I guess it's in Kentucky, and you go to the plant. You can dip your own. But you know, you got to remember at the end of the day, these are just people.
Yeah, that's what people forget, that elected officials are just people.
And typically they mean well.
Yeah.
Not always.
They get up and, well,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
How's Chicago doing?
Chicago's doing good.
Yeah.
You know, Chicago's doing good.
So let me get your take on, and I'd love to get more into your film stuff, and we won't get too deep into political stuff.
Sure.
But what is your take on the immigrant situation going on in Chicago?
Okay. So, you said we're not going to get deep.
Yeah, I mean, there were certain...
It's a thing right now.
Here's the deal. We got Donald Trump back in as president of the United States. And, you know, somebody looking in from outer space after you saw his first term, and, you know, you took a couple years off, came back, you're like, wow, this guy's back in after all the things that happened.
And he's kind of different,
He's worse. You know,
you think?
Absolutely. This time, he's older. He knows this is either his last term or he has to radically change the country. Right. So when he talks about going in and invading Los Angeles, or right now he's talking DC? About going, yes, well, I guess he does have the right to do D.C., but now he's talking about going in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the reality of the situation is this. Chicago has... a lot of big cities, a past of policy that has, encouraged segregation, poverty,
homelessness,
and violence. But you got to remember, these are these are our cities. And
but this is one of our democratic cities that we love.
It's a melting pot. People say, well, why is the crime and why are the murders in the cities? Well, that's where the people are. Okay, I'm sorry, but the reason why the crime per capita in Sedan, Kansas, or El Dorado, Kansas, is not as high as some of the cities
because there's not 4 million people there.
And you're not having to manage all of these systems in place. So, yes, we have to admit that, and it almost goes back to like, do you want the devil you know or the devil you don't know?
Yeah.
And Chicago right now, murders are down since my documentary Chicago at the Crossroad. Murders are down 60%.
60%. Amazing.
I say we give credit to your documentary.
Like, how many years are we talking about?
2017, 18,
okay, so we're talking about like 10 years.
20, it spiked. And so for him to sit there and say, we have to send in the National Guard because it's just anarchy.
Now we're getting better.
Yeah, everything's getting better before you started inciting all of this rhetoric around this authoritarian control. And then what? Police state? So it's
martial law is never the answer.
Martial law, so it's normal.
Calm down over there, Jordan.
The National Guard on the corner. So as we progress, this is only year 1 of Trump 2.0.
Yeah, we're months in.
Okay, just months in. So people are going to start seeing this as normal life. And then at that point, who knows?
Well, before we try to curve this back,
Yeah.
My problem is the Democrats have fucked this up so much we don't know how to beat them.
So back to your
Who's
point.
going to win?
Back to your point.
How do we
about
get that? How do we get back to
about the Democrats?
Pre-Clinton time where the Democrats are a strong party?
Yeah.
We've literally shit ourselves into when you fucked Bernie out of the 2016 nomination.
That was a
and
huge
just
blow to
said,
me.
I'm going to give it to frumpy ass Hillary. 'Cause
Hillary.
He literally won, and then they haven't literally ran a Democratic caucus since. They've just picked somebody.
Oh man, yeah.
True.
So-
They certainly made some very pivotal mistakes.
They make it hard for me to be a Democrat when I love being a liberal
Right.
man
Yeah.
that is for everyone.
Right.
The way the Democrats are running government right now is a shit show, and the only thing that proves that is that that somehow Donald Trump got reelected again.
Well, Democrats have two things. They have an image problem. They have
For sure.
an image problem
For
and
sure.
a leadership
a
problem.
leadership. That's the
Okay.
biggest
Leadership,
one.
100%.
That's the biggest
Obviously,
one. Why don't you run? Fuck it, Brian.
Hey, let's go. Obviously, the Democrats, for America as a whole, Democratic policies work better for the country.
No shit.
The country operates better. Look at big companies, who have marketing budgets and advertising dollars. You think this Republican type of thinking, as far as non-diversity, not accepting other nationalities, is that helping profits? No, that's making people contract their spending.
What I've always wanted is best person, best job. You know who you are.
Well,
and let's not try to make it about anything else. I think we start removing race in the discussion. It helps.
Well, it's hard to do
in my
that.
opinion.
Yeah, sure, and that's
And it
the
is hard to do
argument.
that, especially when you talk about the percentages of how many people there are.
Well,
When you talk
yeah.
about there's 40% of us are white, there's only 13% black, there's 20% of this and that. But what's the right answer is whoever's the best for the job gets that. There's no privileges
Who
for
decides
anyone.
that? Who decides that?
The problem is
Who's
you're
the
not
guy,
wrong.
Who's the guy sitting at a desk?
So if you have
that
somebody
says
that you have somebody that's been in the good old boy system forever,
that's what I'm
that's
trying to
picking
say.
that,
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
you're wrong.
So-
But you're fighting against already a slated, a tipped scale. So how do you fix
and that's
that?
what I'm saying. It is already a tipped scale.
I think enough of the best people win when you're the smartest in this era. I think we got to that point a little bit. I think we've removed a little bit of the racism and bigotry and nepotism from it. I mean, there's still a lot of you're my family, I make you. But if you have the best ideas, they do usually win.
I think we're in the last death throes of that ideology. I don't think that
But you're always going to give your buddy carte
perpetuating
blanche.
that.
I mean, everybody, me, that's had an LLC or anything, hires people based on who you know and who you've worked with and who you trust. So,
Well, two things about that. One is we have to understand the realities of systemic racism and how it's played into the culture and the fabric of
And how it's
of
in the
America.
And how it's
foundation.
kept-
It's
and
in the
how-
foundation.
well,
now.
that's how you've kept minorities out of management and you kept minorities out of CEO. And I mean, it took forever for us to get a black quarterback /
Sure.
a black.
it's a
there's still no
very-
black owners of football teams.
It's a fine line, and I'll give you a perfect example here. It's a fine line. Now, we all know, even if people don't want to admit it, that black people have been disadvantaged in the history of America.
100%.
400
for
years.
generations.
100%.
For
Now-
generations.
You had, when you talk about DEI, when you talk about, before that it was cultural race theory, which to certain people, even talking about such subjects as
Yeah.
Jim Crow is cultural race theory. I call it history.
It is history.
Okay.
It
They
is
don't want
history.
to. They don't want to. They don't
So-
want to
Yeah.
admit it.
So
Don't tear down my statue of a Confederate general, but let's not talk about this.
Well, and that's what they're doing right now, the Smithsonian, because though
It's wild.
that person who does not remember history will be the first person to repeat it. So we're seeing a lot of ways history repeating itself. Now, I will say this. 2020, George Floyd was murdered, okay, at the knee of the police. We saw cities undergo huge protests, huge riots, and
big backlash.
And those images have remained
even.
I can't breathe. It's still his thing.
And you got to remember, Trump was president, so I feel like just like we are going to see in the next couple of years, inciting that, you have to have somebody like Obama who has some compassion as a statesman,
some class,
and
empathy
to be a leader. Anyways,
and can speak well. Can speak well to the people.
Can articulate certain things.
Well, I mean,
instead of sending in the National Guard, actually try to communicate with people about. Now, I will say this. Last point on that is
keep going, brother. You do your thing.
The left, the Democrats in these big cities, the state's attorneys and the mayors, overcorrected. So you had a situation.
You ain't never said nothing more smart than
that. Now you are letting people get away with crime.
Well, that's why Gavin Newsom's
in Chicago.
Deep shit.
You're and the homelessness in L.A. and see. We have to talk about the mismanagement of cities. Yeah, Chicago had a spiraling murder epidemic.
Well, the problem is in L.A., not so much in Chicago. Chicago was dealing with the same things, but you can track where the money went in Chicago. In L.A., there was billions in dollars that were put into homeless help that Gavin Newsom just cheated all that shit. He's the crook. And so they
lost it, right? They lost a lot of money.
So guess what? You're smart enough to know this. Guess what America used to do? As goes California, so goes the Union. That was literally
the vibe. That was the vibe.
That dude has fucked California into the dumbest state there is. San Francisco
it's been years coming, guys.
Good.
I mean,
he's good looking.
Shit.
He looks like,
Gavin Newsom. This is the guy that was condemning COVID while he was at a restaurant.
He looks like a real life movie star.
Yeah, he looks like a jackass.
And he talks well. He speaks well.
This guy came out of Central Casting. So, give you a perfect example. I mean, another perfect example. So, people started committing crimes in Chicago, young people, and, not getting arrested, just getting away with it.
And what was that? There was like a thing by the police if they weren't doing so much that they wouldn't even fuck with them.
Right, and
they would just let them do it.
They quit pulling people over, and so people who are regular, ordinary, law-abiding citizens, it's not fair to them. At the same time, okay, here goes these guys who got caught with a gun. He's got a rap sheet this long, and he keeps getting out and out. Now you say we're tough on gun laws. But, the guns keep ending up in the hands of the wrong people. My lawyer, Linda Mensch, one of the great entertainment attorneys in Chicago.
You don't use your own sister's lawyer. How dare you?
When I finish the story, you'll know I probably will have to.
You just set me up perfect there.
Was ran over by a big panel truck in Chicago coming out of the Garfield Park Conservatory on the west side. Knew who the guy was, got the license plate. He actually ran her over twice because he had to.
He backed up.
He backed up over it.
God,
he had to dislodge her, and they didn't arrest the guy. They didn't even press charges or anything like that.
Is there video of it?
You know what? I've never seen any video.
Well, is there like proof?
There was proof. There were witnesses and all that. So it certainly wasn't a period of time where people were being held accountable. So
why?
Well, and you. Because it's an overcorrection of the decades and centuries of neglect and mistreatment.
And is it too much?
Minorities.
Was it just too much for the municipal system to handle?
No, that's not what it was.
So they could handle prosecuting these people for
their
crimes.
Period, of course, there was a period after George Floyd where people were getting away with crimes.
So
were
the police reluctant to adhere to people's crimes because they feared retribution?
They just weren't. They weren't being told that they needed to enforce it. But it's not just the police.
I've seen these like bum rushing of stores,
looting,
where they just where police are standing outside and don't do anything.
That's where
so is that real?
Yeah, that's real. And, that's when you see businesses, large businesses, Gucci and, all these Macy's.
Move from those
They
areas.
leave. They leave
Yeah,
downtown
yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting there and everybody knows vacant buildings, vacant lots lead to more vagrancy. Okay?
That's
You're not
Every
wrong.
vacant lot on the west side or the south side of Chicago leads to an uptick in crime.
It breeds more bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
been proven.
Yeah, it breeds more
so
bullshit.
every time somebody gets shot or there is a shooting, insurance goes up and everybody loses. But there's ways to deal with, our urban violence. Obviously, policing is one of them. But there's a couple pillars, community centers.
Some people have said that do what
education.
Rudy Giuliani did to New York when they were going hard in the 90s, is bring in not National Guard, but overwhelm the police force, 24-hour surveillance, walk it, all the time.
That is a tactic, but what's the long
tactic,
term?
yeah.
What's the long
Eventually, you got to
term
stop. You
effects
can't
of
do that forever.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't afford it.
You have to get to these kids. I've seen kids turn their lives around.
Well, you made documentaries.
I've
You
made
have to adapt to
documentaries about
culture.
it. You have to adapt it.
You have to adapt the culture in that.
Well, and I think you need to provide money and opportunity for every spot that's around.
Well, I call it the precarious. If
Part
you've
of
never
it. That's-
been to the west side of Chicago,
I have
okay.
it.
okay, the west side of Chicago is a place like no other in the world.
Borderlands. Is
Now,
what you're telling me, right?
it's a wild place, the wild, wild west. It's where some of the biggest Martin Luther King riots and looting and burning took place, and a lot of those lots, those buildings that burned down, were never replaced. On Madison Avenue, 39 blocks were burned to the ground. Now you go there today, it's like a ruin in a lot of places.
Still.
And I call this the precarious path of a young black man on the west side of Chicago. Typically, and I read about a young man in Chicago Magazine, and I set out to find a young man that fit this profile. Typically, dropped out of high school, has a record, has a child, living at home, some level of in the drug trade. So I found a young man named Edwin who would fit that exact to a T. Followed him for 4 years, and it's in my documentary Chicago at the Crossroad.
Amazing.
So he went through all the juvenile judicial system.
Went through the system like all
When
through.
you're a black man in America, once you've been introduced to the criminal justice system,
It never leaves.
you have an 80% chance of going back to prison in your
Well,
lifetime.
honestly, that's what it's set up for. I mean, it's legal slavery. You know
That's
that.
how it is set up.
Well, as soon as slavery was abolished, prison systems went overly.
It's a straight line
It
from
is.
slavery
To prison.
Jim Crow to the incarceration system.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So Edwin went through this whole path, got at it, but the difference was he got into this community program called the Firehouse Community Arts Center on the west side of Chicago.
Cool.
They get you off the drugs. They get you mental health counseling. They get you some skills, whether it's culinary skills, people skills.
Something.
Get you a GED.
They helping you.
Yeah.
Get you a GED. Now you got a chance. Now you got somewhat of a running start. Where
Now you got something to put on a
it's in
resume.
your hands
You got
at
something
this
to put on a
point.
resume.
So he took that option. That option was available, and he took it.
But remember, yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to still go do the work.
Well, yeah. But but if that option was never available,
And guess what?
we're spinning wheels.
And guess what?
And have you found in what
And he
I've
made
seen,
it, by the way. He made
and what
I'm
you're
glad,
saying with
I'm
this
glad.
gentleman is what I've found and what I've seen is that you give somebody a legitimate opportunity, believe it or not, they do want to be a part of regular.
So I will say
they
sometimes
don't want to.
sometimes
They don't want to live on this. Well, I mean,
Okay,
well,
because
that's what mental health is involved.
well,
in. You don't want to be.
and
a part,
it is mental health.
Can
The
we,
people.
Can we say one thing? Can we say one thing? If you
Right.
don't want to be a part of regular life, if you find living on the street and dealing with that weird drug trade, and that's what you want, then you have a bit of a mental health problem.
But what I'm saying is that comes out of a lack of opportunity. Okay, like if you have an opportunity to help yourself, a lot of people will take it. But there are mental health issues.
So what they want.
Overwhelmingly, the people on the streets have a lot of mental health issues.
Like, how would you go to
And the-
attacking
and-
the thousands of homeless in Chicago. How do you go about attacking that?
Here in Wichita, we have a hot team, a homeless outreach team. Okay, and they go to these people regularly. These people all know them very well. They're not mean. They're really a good group of people, and they come in. They come through your tent cities. Hey, you guys want some water? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, and they're cool. But there's a lot of people that don't.
Well, there's a
want to transition.
I'll even say
a mental health thing.
I'll even say one thing. I watched. It was a short documentary on YouTube. It's about 20 minutes long, and they gave like 3 people that was homeless people apartments.
Yeah.
And they was pissed off about the apartments they was getting.
I did.
Well, they fucked them all up.
You're not going to change everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to get everybody.
But if you pull
That's
me,
what I'm saying. We're in a mental health.
But the thing is, I don't know. Is it weird that maybe half the homeless people in your city want to be there?
That's true.
How come the help that is available to them doesn't cater to?
Well, if I offer you help, and
thing.
give you an apartment, give you heat and air.
They don't know how to handle that.
Well, no, they say they don't like the closed in part of it.
They don't know how
I
to
want
handle
I want
that.
the freedom of being out. Well, go the fuck back out there and quit bitching.
Well, let me just add.
And I won't give you no more of my tax dollars.
Before we move on to the homelessness, because that's a completely different issue.
It is.
Just to tail end the violence in young men in Chicago. You're still in that environment. So you're still in a food desert. You're still in a community that has relatively no jobs. You're still at a threat from the police. You're still at a threat from other gangs. Okay, your homies are still in the life.
There's really nothing to go to.
Edwin's situation.
Options.
His friends
Is there not
got
a lot of
killed.
Is there not a lot of jobs in Chicago?
There are,
Options,
but it's kind of the system is set up.
Not for a guy that's been in the streets for 2 years.
And listen.
Yeah.
So is there? I mean, there's jobs in Wichita. If you've been through some shit, there's some
saying.
people that'll play you to work some hard jobs.
My guy Joe Black, who was my street patroller, he was like my escort. He was a vice lord.
Mm-hmm.
So on the west side of Chicago, you have vice lords. On the south side, you got.
What is that? What's a vice lord?
It's a gang.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
He's
gang.
like
And there's different factions of that game. Back in the day, you had the Gangster Disciples, Larry Hoover, and you had the Blackstone Rangers. This is stuff of legend. Trump just pardoned Larry. Pardoned Larry Hoover.
Sounds like a
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like an amazing documentary that someone that I know could do.
Yeah, he's been in jail since like 1972 for racketeering, and then he was running the Gangster Disciples from prison.
Of course.
And Kim Kardashian and Kanye tried to go up and get Trump to pardon him. He finally pardoned him, but he's still in there on state charges. So this was back. The difference is
Did he pardon him on his first term or this term?
federal charges. This term, just a couple months ago.
Oh, really? He pardoned him, and he still can't get out because
He can't get out because of the state charges. Now
makes sense.
Pritzker, the governor, has to
Probably
pardon.
There's
Trump
money
pardoned
involved.
him.
Right.
Sounds like there's a
Trump
big
just-
bundle.
Trump's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
pardoner. He likes to
Well, he got the
pardon.
optics with no real.
Do not act like.
Right.
Do not act like the Biden family did not pardon everyone in their family.
Settle down.
The Biden he
Let's
pardoned
let's not measure one
pardoned
action
his own
against
son
another.
Since
on the
you
way
guys
out.
want to talk about and himself.
Let's not measure one
And
person's
himself.
Since you guys
action
want to talk about
against
Democrats, listen.
No, I talk about everybody. We
The
talk about
three. I mean, we have to.
We have to. We have to hold everybody accountable.
So the 3 strikes you're out program in 93, 94
Yep.
was the biggest disservice to the black
Everyone.
community. The crack cocaine laws, versus
Well, they
powder
flooded the streets
cocaine.
with crack cocaine
Yeah,
to make
flooded,
them.
Freeway Rick Ross.
Yeah, that's real. That's all real.
The Contra Iran or Nicaraguan Contra importing.
There's a lot of government.
kinds of stuff.
There's a lot of government
But
things that they ran that we don't.
Yeah,
CIA made crack.
So
Yeah.
to say
MK Ultra.
to say
We can do a bunch of things. We can go
Democrats-
do a bunch of shit.
To say Democrats are these innocent, historically speaking, the Bill Clinton era. I think one thing that happened to the Democrats that they never recovered from was Bill Clinton's infidelity and his Monica Lewinsky scandal.
You think?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You think that was part of it? Yeah.
I think every bro in the world was like.
I think that might have.
I think every bro in the world was like
ice.
Hillary's ugly. I get it.
That's why a lot of women, a lot of white women, did not vote for Hillary Clinton because of what Bill
She's a
did.
frumpy ass bitch.
Yes, he would have got some of those votes. He would have got, or she would have got a lot of those votes that Trump ended up getting had it not been for Bill. There's a documentary called The Affair about Bill Clinton's
Who did that one?
I'm not. It's on Amazon, but his ongoing dealings with all these women, and this Monica Lewinsky thing, that was crazy.
Well, he's also 26 times
she was
logged
like
on
22
the
years
Epstein
old.
plane.
That's
too.
what I was going to say, man. Yeah,
But-
he was in on that.
He's
same
on the
plane.
Epstein plane 26
now-
plus times.
Him
then
and Trump probably hung out on that plane.
and apparently thousands of hours of video disappeared and nobody knows where they're
Well,
at.
Trump and
There's no
Epstein
videos,
were,
don't worry about it.
Best friends.
Dude, there's so much
know,
video.
and-
Well,
So
do you
much.
know?
And Bill Clinton,
Can
I'm
I
sure,
can I
too.
say?
You see what Elon released
I really
about it?
I
Like,
really
yeah.
hate to defend Trump, but
jumping all around here.
But you about to.
Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago once he found out what they was doing. He's only on the Trump. Trump is only on the classified flying ads twice.
Well, I'll say this.
So
This is way above my pay
and
grade.
but he's also was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein.
Who? Trump?
Yeah, Trump.
Trump and Jeffrey. Yeah, they were.
And
good
so was
friends.
Clinton. And
I
so
don't
was all of them.
I mean,
That's why I'm trying to say I don't want anybody justifying
Well, at the-
what the left do by
have you
what the
seen,
right
have
did
you
or
seen the
the other way
painting
around. It
of,
doesn't make
of
sense.
Bill Clinton that hangs at the island house
Yeah, I've seen it.
in the dress.
A Bill Clinton address.
Yeah, so-
but people knew this. People knew Trump and Epstein, but they still voted for him. That shows how much people.
Well,
want
I
to-
think Trump is less connected to Epstein than the Democrats are.
We're also Americans. We want
I
to see a shit
doubt
show.
it. I mean,
I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to
like
be
what
a Trump.
Democrats?
Oh,
None of them that are in
Hillary,
office now.
Hillary, and Bill.
Well, they're not. Hillary is.
those are our most beloved Democrats.
I think Obama and
Obama
Michelle
do-
and
is
Barack are
Michelle-
the most loved Democrats, and I don't
Is
think
Michelle
they're-
a man?
And I certainly absolutely not. And
I don't think so either.
And I am absolutely sure that they were not at the Epstein island. So
No, they
that's-
weren't. Well, because
so-
apparently Obama would never go to the Epstein Island because he's gay. He likes.
oh my God! What the fuck are we on?
This is
Barack-
not me. This is not me.
Here's the deal.
I voted for Obama twice in honestly.
Don't buy into the
Here's the deal.
misinformation.
But
age,
but
bro.
you got to bring it up.
my
You
God.
got to bring it up.
Bring it up what?
They're so perfect and such like great people that
Yeah.
people have to
Pick at 'em,
listen.
yeah.
They're fine. They've done nothing but served America.
Maybe the best president we've had.
Probably.
But with the drone attacks, there's a little there.
Here's what I think where
they all got
Obama ran
issues.
astray.
They all got issues.
Yeah,
I mean-
Obama ran astray, but he was facing
Well, and he was a lawyer. He gave a bunch of
extreme pushback from the beginning.
He gave a bunch of
Obama was
bailouts.
getting not
Most
just
fellas.
partisan politics, but racial indignation right from the top. So it
I was happy to
hard-
see a black guy
It was
in
hard
prison.
for him to get a whole
Same.
lot done. Plus, you got to remember, he is black,
Yeah.
so he couldn't do certain things for the black community.
Well,
but he also didn't
Under the most,
from
I think
black
under the most
community's
scrutiny of any
perspective.
president in the entire world ever.
The tan suit. He
Ever.
wore a
At the
tan
time,
suit.
you're right.
Ever.
And I
There's-
think he handled it very
so
well.
so
I think
if he was
handled it
not
very
an American, if Michelle was a man,
Yeah.
all these things if all those things were real, they would have found him out. People, that guy was under the most scrutiny of any president. He handled it with such poise and class that he represented our country very well. Did he do a lot
I
of
think
things?
so.
He did a lot of things with drone attacks and stuff that I would not agree at as a Democrat.
Look, every president in history, in my
Said
opinion,
was-
drone tax.
Yeah,
Drone tax.
we had a lot of we had a lot of wars going on.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't want to admit this. It's weird. And when Trump's been in power for 5 years now, we've had less wars and less war profiteering than any time.
but we've also pissed off like Canada or
Yeah, fuck
Well,
Canada.
old school.
Fuck
like-
Canada.
I
Guess who matters?
certainly-
Russia and
Yeah.
China.
Listen, which
come on.
they are now colluding together. India, Russia,
just
China.
saying, yeah.
The entire
But they-
world.
but-
We
at this
created
point,
a
At this
backlash
point, we are
that
no
is-
longer the world power.
We're
and
not.
certainly in
We haven't been.
respects.
We haven't been.
Well, certainly before
We
Trump
were.
was
We haven't
in
been.
office.
When you lose this, when you lose yourself as the smartest people in the world, then you're not the power anymore. We got lapped. We got lapped by China and Japan and a few other people recently by how we do our schools and shit. Like when you're not creating the smartest citizens in the
Yeah,
world
I think-
anymore.
Dude, when your country is led by a guy that can't fucking speak correctly,
Well, that was
what do you think the smartest people in the world think
are you
about
saying
us?
that about Trump?
Yes.
I think
100% I am.
I think Trump is maybe the second best speaker other than Obama.
Oh my God!
He's a stand-up
Every
comedian.
fucking
This shit
third
is
word out of
hilarious.
his mouth is a lie, and I
It's-
don't know
think
what the
his
fuck to
best-
say
I
about
think
that.
It's fucking funny. It's better than
He just got shut down on all of his tariffs.
His best
the
days
biggest
are
thing he's
behind
ever
them.
did.
I mean-
the best thing he ever did was tariffs. All for him, all tariffs.
He did.
and he just got shut down. by
Well,
legal-
we did
legal
get
tariffs now.
100. Like $60 billion.
Well, you tax the American importers that.
The worst
You know,
thing about
get off.
it is a guy named Stephen Miller, who's his chief of staff, who is a white nationalist.
He is.
my
And
God.
He
He
went
is.
to Duke. He went to Duke with a guy named Richard Spencer.
That guy is a piece of fucking
who
flying junk.
is an Aryan neo-Nazi.
Like, yeah, they're brotherhood type shit.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, and he's the one who's pushing this immigration. Anyways, let's talk about.
Can we do one?
something else.
Can we do one
Something
thing? Can we
different?
do one
Yeah,
thing cooler than
different.
everything? Tell me about how you came to make a documentary about Wayman Tisdale.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Wayman Tisdale's story was one of Brian's gyms.
Well, and explain who he is. He's
So Brian, I don't know. How did you get to Columbia in Chicago?
Right. So
What was the transition there from North High to there?
So I did 1 year at Butler County, and community college,
I've been there.
and I didn't. Did you go there?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, 2 years after I graduated.
Okay. So I played basketball.
They wanted me to play football. I told
Yeah,
them,
you were a good football.
I said,
player.
hey, if you let me be the quarterback.
Yeah.
They were like, you're a fat fuck. You're not going to be the quarterback.
Yeah. I went to Columbia after Butler.
So you tried to play basketball. That's what it was.
I played basketball at Butler for a year.
That's what it really was.
It didn't go very
You were
well.
trying, but hey,
I didn't have any plans.
people don't know. People don't know. This guy's got hops like you wouldn't
I
fucking
used
believe.
To. I used to.
Fucking Brian was a great athlete.
I didn't have much of a plan coming out of high school. And, I kind of stumbled on this college called Columbia College Chicago, art school, filmmaking school.
Nice.
And, we talk about privilege, or we talk about, being in a position to succeed. My uncle was a longtime documentary filmmaker, news anchor named Bill Curtis.
So you had a little bit of like.
Oh, come on now.
You got to watch that. How much was he part of your life?
Quite a bit, and it's not that you and my dad was a U.S. attorney, my mom was a state senator, and it's not so much that they're breathing down your neck about what you need to do. It's more like just that the fact that you see them and what they've done.
Yeah.
Well, and there
it
gives you a little bit. It gives you a little bit of. It gives you a little bit of.
well, it's motivation.
Gumption, but it's also a little bit of pressure.
Little pressure.
A little bit of pressure to do something because you have an opportunity.
You're leading. They're leading by example, so you're just
course.
seeing them,
Yeah.
and whether it's in the back of your mind, or they're really proactive with you, it still has an effect on you.
So were you doing any film?
Yeah,
you already work at North? At North?
Yeah, we had a.
Because you're already playing basketball.
We had a TV program.
So
at
you're an
North.
athlete, and you're also doing audiovisual stuff.
Yeah, North had a TV program on public access.
Nice.
So I produced that show in high school.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're ready for producing that time already.
I had some experience, and I was pretty good with my camera, so I just had a natural, flow with the camera.
So were you doing
Yeah.
doing like video and photography before?
Just video?
Just video.
Just video. So I decided young that that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Right, and that's I think a lot of people struggle with is they don't find what it is that they want to do.
The passion early on.
The
Oh,
path.
the
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
The path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided the path early because it takes a long time.
It does.
To master a craft.
So when you're going into video
And
now,
it's not a straight line.
so you're trying to figure out what you're going to do, but you're going to do video.
Doing
Did you
video.
have a design on what kind of video you wanted to do at that point?
So they have a film program at Columbia, and just like they do.
How
at
did you get that
USC? It's pretty much open enrollment.
So, but it was on you. Who reached? How did you? How did you reach out to
I found
Columbia?
out about Columbia College. I think somebody at Butler told me about it. Yeah, you should check this school out. So I just applied. Me and my dad went up there, and I was like, okay, I'm done with basketball. And he was cool enough, even though I wasn't like the best student or anything. I was never book smart. That's what That's why I said.
You're fucking common sense smart, and
find
you're
your niche.
and you're people smart, and
And personal. Yeah, you have to be personable.
You
too.
do. You do.
Yeah.
and you know, you can have a good sense of humor and like be likable. And,
Always, you've always been that, Brian. Always.
and well, thank you. You are as well. And you have to put out that positive energy, put out that light that you want to see, because you will.
It comes back to you.
I tell you know.
Oh, you put it out, it gravitates.
Yeah, it
there's-
comes back.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
physics. There's people who they can't get it right. They can't get a break.
Physics, he's
and
right, yeah.
and it's, well, what are you putting out there? You're never going to get positive energy and positive things and reactions when you're putting out negativity and a bad attitude.
You get what
God
you get.
damn it, you say
You
something
get
great.
what you get.
Yeah.
Brian, that's
the
just
real-
beautiful. That's
and it's that simple. It's that simple. And you know, putting your mind to something, being a little bit focused, like
Yeah.
like you. Back to you guys. You know, this podcast. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, and it details this. You guys will both pick it up.
Say it again for everybody.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Make sure you check that out.
He went and interviewed a few hundred of and studied of the most successful people in the history of the world. You know, Henry Ford and Gandhi, and even people who weren't so good. But how and I'm not even going to say their name.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't say negative.
You know who
yeah.
I'm saying. You know,
Don't
who
be
I'm thinking.
negative. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, what's the key to success? You know, what is
Boom.
the key to
Boom.
success? And it's a small book, and I'll give you guys the
Give us the key.
lowdown
Give
real
us the-
quick.
give us the,
It's like it's 3 principles.
Cliff
One
Notes.
is you are going to put out what you're going to receive back. So if you put out positive energy, you'll
You
receive
get it back.
positive.
Every day.
That's 100%.
Every
Second
day.
one is, and a lot of people who are very, very successful, like Bezos and Musk, and even some of the other people that we talk about, the Trumps and the Kanye West, you have to have a singular desire,
Yeah.
an unrelenting passion,
A brand.
Well, a brand,
Yeah.
but a vision to
A goal, a
and
drive.
It's
Well,
hard,
that
it-
becomes your brand. That's everything.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard to label, but I
well,
get
no,
what you mean.
It might be hard to understand this. So in the second chapter of Think and Grow Rich, they tell you some people get it in the second chapter, some people they get it in the third chapter. But Napoleon Hill tells you you will have a moment of enlightenment at some point. Most people get it in the second chapter where it clicks. And when I'm
Yeah.
telling you that you have to have a singular passion, desire, motivation, where basically what I'm saying, nothing will come between you and that and what you're trying
Yeah.
to get.
Build a life around it. Go.
I mean,
Move.
and then the third thing is, and then probably the most important thing, is your passion has to be cloaked in some type of humanitarian benefit to others. That doesn't have, you don't have to be
Yeah.
Mother
You
Teresa
have to
out
benefit
here.
the herd.
You don't have to be Mother Teresa out here, but
But-
the most successful people
Yes.
typically do something that helps other people. It
Everyone.
may not be your main
Not
thing.
wrong.
Well, because
Yeah, not wrong.
the thing is, because your last point is beautiful. Because if you do beautiful things and make beautiful art, it includes everyone.
People support you.
People
At
support
that
you, yeah.
point,
It all-
when you represent
When you
a
do
movement,
great things and you try to do passionate things, people will come on board, and it always makes those things more intricate to everybody else.
Totally.
When you have a passionate following about them.
And that's why religion sometimes works, because the teachings in
It does.
Christianity.
It's a moral
you know,
guidelines.
Yes.
It's a moral guidelines as long as you don't
Exactly.
as long as you don't get hemmed up and giving them all your fucking money.
And that's the fundamentals, of,
Or don't be
of-
Catholic and a boy. You'll be fine.
or Mormon and gay. Yeah.
Right. So,
But just Muslim.
great book. Great book. And when you're doing big projects, you have to have periods in your life where you are seriously focused and committed on what you're doing. I've made 7 documentary independent films. They've all reached national television. Right now, if you go to Amazon.com,
They're there.
and you go on Amazon Prime and type in Trump documentary.
Well,
The 2 films, Why
Yeah.
Trump Part 1,
And
Why
Why
Trump, Part
Part
2 are the top 2 films on Amazon.
and those are his newest films. Everybody, make sure you check
as
those
far
out.
as Trump-related documentaries. And that is no, not to toot my own horn, that's no easy task.
Oh God. No.
And
Well, yeah.
it's been, to write, direct, produce. No one is, especially in the entertainment industry, as you guys know, nobody is running out that door in here to say, hey, I will help you guys. I want to. You'll get people who want to help.
No, it's not real. Yeah,
But when you
doesn't
talk
happen.
about gatekeepers, you talk about Hollywood, you talk about, the industry.
We're not. I
You
mean,
have to
we
do
don't
it-
even know what you have to do.
You
with
have
on
to
a
do
regular
it
basis.
yourself. Nobody is in the entertainment industry is going to bend over backwards to help you.
Can I ask a question?
And
Never
yeah.
happened.
So did was the Wayman Tisdale story was
Yes,
your
back
first
to
one?
Wayman Tisdale story.
That was your first one.
That was my third film.
But was that the one that gave you credibility with the industry?
It was. So my first film was called Poverty in Chicago. It was a feature documentary I made at Columbia
That's one
College.
I've watched that one.
That's where I interviewed the homeless people.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
back to
nice.
the home. I mean, we're
I
zigzagging.
mean, he was on
Yeah,
the.
we are,
But he was.
but
I mean, he was.
back to that.
He was boots on the ground.
Yeah,
Like, he
I was interviewing homeless people.
Yeah, he
That's
was.
how I got introduced to the projects, public housing. You talk about democratic policies. Second one was Greensburg.
Oh, I remember that. You came back to. You came back to.
Tornado.
You came back for that.
So to wrap this up in a tight little
Hold
neat
on. How much
package
time
at
are
the
we
end of our thing?
We got time.
Settle the fuck down.
Don't you cut.
We have about 4 minutes.
Don't you cut Brian off? We got more time than that.
But to settle, but to wrap it up in a package, you go immersive
110
with your
Fuck you, right?
immersive with your
Hands on.
documentaries. Yeah, you're hands on. You are in the trenches with the people talking about the actual fucking things that matter.
Yep, finding the
You
story.
are with them. You're on board.
love
You're
that.
immersed.
I shoot my own films. Well, not
gotta hire- we gotta hire
every
people.
not every single thing.
Well-
but a lot of the stuff with the rallies, the protests, the
Yeah.
tornadoes, I go out and I shoot that.
And I
myself.
think that's the right way to get the real story. Okay, if you show up with the whole crew,
yeah,
people kind of act a different way.
one person. Sometimes if it's an interview and I really want it to look nice,
Right.
though I don't
right.
really have as much of an eye for the lighting. And,
Oh, get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah,
well, I know there are guys who they will come in.
Well,
and
those-
it's a-
No, I know.
It's
Well,
a-
I've worked.
I'm
I've
kinda
worked.
that guy.
I've worked with a few.
I'm kind of that.
I've
guy.
worked a few videographers that will look under your taint for the
No, there's
for the
No.
lighting.
Now,
But-
real quick, advice to filmmakers, advice to people who want to get in the video industry.
The lighting doesn't matter. It
Learn how to
matters.
edit. You got to be able to
Editing.
edit your own stuff
Everything.
because the story is in the edit, and a lot of times, especially with White Trump, people wanted to know. Tell me exactly what this is about, and I can kind of tell you what it's about, but what it ends up, what my films always end up, never start that way, and I never would have thought that's where they'd end up.
I think that with a lot of great documentaries, that's how they go. Have you ever watched the Icarus documentary?
Which one?
Icarus,
Yeah, that's a great film.
where
That's
the
a
guy
great
ends up uncovering
the Russian
whole
steroid
doping
scandal. So, but just like with
Jesus.
anything else, continue to tweak, continue to find the story, give it time. I say you got to stare at the screen, you got to push the buttons, you got to get in there and don't give up because any type of whether you're writing a book or doing this podcast, it has to grow doing a documentary, and it's the production side, but then also remember the marketing and the distribution side is a whole other thing.
So you do these documentaries, but now that you've put them out, you got part 1 and part 2, White Trump, you got multiple other documentaries. When you're in this state of limbo, what do you do? Is what I'm going to do next? Is there? What do you do as like a? I know you got a lot of passion stuff. Politics is kind of driving a lot of this stuff now, but as a filmmaker, what am I going to do next?
When I finish a film, it's such an endeavor. It's such kind of a soul searching
It's like a
thing.
job.
And
Well,
then
it seems like you go all in.
take a break. Yeah, take a break. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to
I agree.
in order for something to
I
truly be
agree.
successful.
Yeah.
The most successful people in whatever vertical,
If you're
whatever
not all
industry,
in,
they're
it's
some of the
like-
most insane, passionate people on the planet. So, yes, I lost my train of thought, but
No, same. Is
Yeah.
after you've done what you're doing right now with the 2 Trump thing, and now
so-
when you're trolling for your next material,
yeah, I'll take a break, and then something else will come up, and I already know what I want to do next. This Trump thing has been because it's a 4-part series. I still have 2, and The next one is about Mark Geetson,
that
who
makes
was the man in Wichita who drove the abortion truck.
I know
with
you're talking about.
during the Summer of Mercy.
Oh wow.
So I have part 3 coming out.
There's quite a
soon.
bit there.
There's a lot there. He's a big Trump guy, abortion guy, and that plays into this too. So, but what I also do a production. So I do political commercials. I do tourism stuff. Documentaries right now are not exactly paying all the bills. So,
okay. Can I say
yeah.
one thing? That to me is news because, like, on a lot of the platforms, documentaries are some of the most popular.
I watch them.
Are some of the most popular content.
Yeah, well, it's just like Spotify. You think a lot of those artists that you listen to, you think they're seeing a lot of money from Spotify? Not really.
Okay, when it's just a song, I feel like that. But when you go through a whole fucking movie,
Yeah, I feel like do
you get residuals off the Wayman Tisdale
Yeah, you
story?
do.
So
you do.
So I also believe this to be timing, because as a musician, if I release an album, if I get so many views inside of like 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe, then I win.
Yeah.
Is it the same way in the in the film world?
Yeah,
is it
so
the same way?
right now
When you release, do you have to get your numbers right up front?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. It's not a totally like that.
Really?
The industry right now is a serious top-heavy.
So you're releasing
about 1% of the filmmakers and the production companies are the Netflix, and then there's everybody else, and you're.
Well, I don't care what people think. You're in that category. You make great documentaries.
Well, and if you're doing it,
Emmy Award winning. I mean, we've got it now.
Hey, put it out there. How many Emmys you got?
7.
7. How many
Emmys,
How many was
That's
the
what we're
man?
talking about,
How
really.
many was the man nominated for?
22.
This man has been nominated for 20. I don't care if he's won. How many he's won to be nominated for 22 plus Emmys?
Well, thank you, sir.
That
means I'm just old. That's what.
No, what it means is you.
No, it means you're talented.
What it means is you make great content.
Yeah.
And you've been doing a lot. And I've been following you since the Chicago and the Wayman Tisdale story.
Yeah.
People, what made you grab onto that one? That one I always come back to. I know it was such a beautiful story, and the way you put it together was almost a masterpiece of a documentary. And I love documentaries, and that one was just beautiful. Where can we get that one, by the way?
So yeah, all my films are available
On
Amazon or Tubi. We have the Wayman Tisdale story, Chicago at the Crossroad, White
Both
Trump
those
Part
are
1,
amazing.
White Trump Part 2.
I haven't watched the 2 Trump parts, but I've watched I've watched the other 2, and I'll tell you right now,
More to come.
This guy makes great documentaries. When you sit through documentaries like I do, I love them. And when
What you got coming up next, man? What can we look forward to?
Well, we got White Trump Part 3,
3.
which is Part 3, which is about Wichita, the Summer of Mercy. And then you had the Value Them Both amendment a couple years ago. I came back home and I covered that whole thing, documented this guy named Mark Geetson. You might have seen him driving around in this big abortion van.
That sounds familiar.
Oh, wow.
He passed. You know what I'm talking about? Mark
Did you kill him?
Geetson?
I think I know
He
what
died
you're
in a
talking
plane
about.
crash 2 years ago. Unrelated to me, but it's his final interview.
So that's sketchy.
I know.
Wow.
When I'm done with the Trump documentary series, I'm doing a film called No Parking, and it's about the parking meter bureaucracy scandal
In Chicago?
Oh, it's awful.
Okay, so
We just did
Can I
paid
s-
parking downtown.
Can I
here.
say something to our
Whole thing,
viewers
whole
out there?
Please.
If they have a brilliant, crazy thing that maybe Brian could do a documentary on,
Comment.
are you willing to take those?
Yeah, I'm in town.
great.
I love Wichita. I love coming home to Wichita. I love working with local creatives, and I love you guys.
Well, and you got to love this family. Former senator's mom,
State senator.
and you have your sister's
Sister's a judge. She's an attorney.
and lawyer, one of
She's
the
a
best in
lawyer.
town.
My dad's a lawyer. He just got an award from the Wichita Bar Association, Lawyer of the Year.
So
Wow, really?
let's be honest.
He's 77 years old.
I would say that the Schodorf family is underappreciated in this town.
Well, it's because we're Democrats.
Well, the thing is,
God.
you got a mom who's been a great politician. You got her son and daughter are absolutely fabulous documentarian filmmakers and lawyers. Tanner, our mutual friend, is.
You got to have my sister on.
Yeah, well,
she's his lawyer.
I would have had her on tonight, but she'd have put you.
I know my sister's way smarter than
Well,
me.
I've only met her twice.
Yeah,
and she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's
so
awesome.
I'll give my sister a shout.
She's
out.
Tanner's lawyer.
She's Tanner's lawyer. Yeah, she's way better than me, and you definitely need to have her on.
So get with the Shorter family. I mean, God,
let's go.
good God.
I'll make a movie, and my sister will.
What I need you to do is come back with your brilliant family in a couple years and run for office in this town.
Do it.
There you go.
Do it.
Governor.
There you go. We'll take you.
There you go. That's
we'll
it.
take you in.
Governor.
I want to see
Governor.
myself.
Let's
I
go.
didn't even get to look.
Yo, you'll be governor all day long.
Yeah.
Look at you.
See
You
it?
look good.
I'm not bad looking.
Oh,
Not
you
bad,
look good.
not bad.
I'd vote you in as governor.
Hey, man.
You got the beard.
I'm super glad you showed up tonight.
Well, thank you.
This is
Hey,
amazing.
3 years in the making.
Hey.
Brian Schodorf, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been wanting this interview forever. One of my favorite guys. I really appreciate you coming.
Well, I'm glad you're not mad at me because I was texting you and I was like, "Hey, man,
I'm no hurry.
what's the word?
Oh,
Come
my
on,
God.
You
baby.
never.
Let's
Well,
go."
I knew we had to.
Well, he's not
Let's go.
communicado sometimes.
I am, but I knew we had to wait
There's
till
certain days you
Well,
gotta get
this
him,
guy's
you
from
know.
fucking
Here we
Chicago.
go.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna give you guys a plug here. Hey, here we go. 3,
There it is.
2.
Oh,
Here we
sorry.
are, Brian Schodorf here on the set of the Aaron and Austin show. Some of my best friends in the whole wide world. I've been following these guys. Make sure you subscribe and tune in. Let's go. Come on.
there it is.
Here it is.
You want some of that? You know
I
you want
I
some of that.
quit
Magnus.
drinking. I'm
Not
going on
drinking.
4 years. 4
yeah,
years.
I'm
brother.
proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
Because I've seen you shit faced in you.
oh,
I've seen you shit faced in your knees.
It was a good time to give it up.
Remember the last time we was at the Shadow? Hey, did you
Actually,
kill it?
no, I
I'm
don't.
trying to get him to do it.
You can't kill it. Good. Then we can just keep saying shit.
You want to hear
If
me
you don't
sing a
fucking
song?
end it,
No, you
we're
know what
gonna
I like.
get
You know what I want people to hear,
What's that?
and I want people to know.